Why do we sing in church? Is it just a fun way to get people's attention before the sermon? And what's the difference between singing and worship anyways?
What's the right way to worship? Can you worship outside of church?
And how does worship affect you personally? This week, you will learn how worship can make a huge difference in your life.
Welcome back to our Change How You Think weekly video podcast.
If you'd like to hear from us every week, then subscribe to our videos on YouTube or click on the weekly video tab at the top of this webpage. Fill in the subscription form and you'll get our free self-assessment ebook, Healthy Moods, along with your choice of mental, spiritual, or relationship information.
As I was growing up in the church, I thought worship was just the warm-up act before the sermon. I didn't see any purpose for it other than to get people to take their seats and stop talking.
But worship is an essential part of our walk with God and of every meeting of believers, and here's why.
Humans are the only species on earth with a personal spirit. God gave us a spirit so we could have a relationship with Him since He's a spirit.
That means humans are unique because we exist in both the natural world and the spiritual world simultaneously.
We nurture our bodies with food, but our spirit needs nurturing too, and that requires a relationship with God through worship.
There's a big difference between just singing in church and worship. Singing is a mental exercise of saying words to a tune, and it only affects your ears.
Worship is a response from your spirit towards the one who offers you infinite love. It's when your entire focus is on Him while you're singing.
James 4:8 says, "Draw near to God, and He will draw near to you." So when your spirit reaches out to God in worship, the Creator of the universe comes close to you. He loves to hear you worship.
As He draws close to you, your spirit is nurtured and strengthened. It was designed to have a close relationship with God. Without worship, your spirit starves and weakens.
So how do you worship and draw near to God?
Psalm 100 and verse 4 says, "Enter His gates with thanksgiving and His courts with praise." Thanksgiving and praise are the keys to enter into the presence of God.
Psalm 22 verse 3 says, "You are enthroned on the praises of His people." That means when you worship, you are inviting and welcoming the throne of God to surround you. Worship brings the glory of heaven to earth and to you.
It is so much easier to pray when you hear God speaking to you when you're in and aware of His presence.
Worship is an essential part of a church service. It opens up the hearts of the people to receive the message of the sermon.
A service without worship, or with only singing, makes the sermon just a head knowledge experience where you gain some information if you're paying attention.
You don't have to be in church to worship. You can do it at any time of the day or night.
Just turn your heart to God with thanksgiving and praise, and you're immediately in His presence. You don't even have to make a sound.
Worship is also an act of spiritual warfare. When you worship, it acts like demon repellent. They can't stand being around worshipers.
The next time your mind is attacked by the enemy, start worshiping, and they will run in terror.
So you can see, worship is essential for your spiritual health, and you can do it anytime. God loves to hear you worship, and He will always respond.
If you'd like to learn how to draw close to God and hear His voice, come join us in the Free Your Mind program and do the course God Speaks.
Free Your Mind is an online self-study program that will help you change how you think. It will guide you through a pathway of healing mentally, spiritually, and emotionally.
Through 15-minute videos, regular live group coaching calls, an online community forum, and 24-hour access to our entire video library, you can work at your own speed, anytime, from anywhere in the world, on any device, to begin the life-changing transformation you've been looking for. You can learn more about it using the links below this video.
We'll talk to you next week, but this week, bring the presence of God into your daily life through worship.